Welcome back to TNLP, the newsletter podcast brought to you by the Hazmat Guys. Timmy here. This week we're looking at three recent hazmat incidents from across the world. Different locations, different materials, but all very real examples of what responders are dealing with right now. We'll start overseas, where reporting from ABC News Australia is covering a major lithium-ion battery fire. A recycling facility in Maddington caught fire, becoming the largest lithium-ion battery fire in Western Australia. The site contained about 100 tons of mixed battery types, including lithium-ion, lithium metal, and lead acid. According to officials, the fire raised concerns about toxic exposure and air quality, prompting a hazmat warning for the surrounding area. Even as schools were cleared to reopen, the public was still advised to stay away while hazardous materials were being removed. What made this incident especially difficult was the combination of battery types. Responders noted that each type requires a different firefighting approach, and traditional methods like water or foam were not effective across all materials. At one point, rainfall caused a flare-up, highlighting how reactive these materials can be. Thermal imaging showed temperatures reaching around 400 degrees, and crews had to containerize the material and cover it with sand to reduce off-gassing. Even after that, the risk of reignition could not be ruled out. Next, we head over to Ohio, where WKYC reported on a hazmat response at the University of Akron. At the Sidney L. Olson Research Center, a fluorine leak led to two people being transported to the hospital for evaluation. Fire officials stated that crews were notified of a 5% fluorine leak that had already stopped by the time they arrived. Hazmat teams metered the lab and found no additional readings, and the teams were decontaminated after the operation. Fluorine is the most reactive element on the periodic table and is highly toxic and corrosive, which explains why even a limited release triggered a full hazmat response and medical evaluation. Both individuals are expected to be okay, but the incident shows how quickly even a small leak in a controlled environment can escalate. And finally, down in Texas, NBC DFW covered a crash that quickly turned into a major hazmat situation. In Fort Worth, responders discovered nearly 500 pounds of liquid methamphetamine inside a van involved in a deadly crash. The incident killed two people and sent a firefighter to the hospital after exposure. Investigators located 10 buckets of liquid meth, with an estimated value between $1 and $3 million. Authorities believe the van may have been part of a mobile meth lab operating between Dallas and Fort Worth, potentially exposing the public along that route. Officials pointed out that the situation could have been much worse. A rollover or secondary collision could have spread hazardous material across a larger area, increasing the risk significantly. Three incidents: a battery fire that challenged traditional suppression methods, a reactive gas leak inside a controlled research environment, and a mobile drug lab moving hazardous material through public roadways. These are the types of calls showing up more often, and they are getting more complex. This is exactly why we focus on real-world application in our training at the Hazmat Guys. Understanding how these materials behave and how incidents evolve is critical when you're making decisions on scene. If your team is not actively training on lithium-ion battery fires, reactive gases, and illicit lab environments, you're already behind. Check out our upcoming training and bring this level of preparation directly to your department. Learn more and request more information now at thehazmatguys.com. We'll see you next week. Timmy, over and out.